We were talking a little bit over the weekend about, this next topic. And I know for you, it's been dear to your heart for a while. And for me, I'm starting to get into this journey and this kick too. But we want to talk today, man, about men's health. We're going to talk about health in general, but today we specifically want to talk about men and how we think about health. And so for all the ladies that are listening, this is also going to be good for you to have this conversation with your partner, your significant other, your children, your parents, whoever it may be, your brother, your uncles, cousins, anybody. We want to make sure that we're bringing men's health awareness to the table. So, Rudy, I think for us growing up, right, like the men's in our lives, it was all about just keep going. That's what health meant, right? Health
Yeah.
meant wake up and be fortunate you got today and do whatever it is you can to survive the day. And
Yeah.
so I think now we're at a point where we're starting to believe what health really means, and we're starting to understand it, that it really starts going inside. And, we're going to talk about the physical health. We're going to talk about some mental and emotional health as well. But I love to open the floor to you, man, because, when I started following you, I started seeing you talk about fasting. I started to see you doing hot yoga, going to the sauna, doing ice baths. Like, I was like, I know Rudy liked to be butt naked all the time, but I didn't know it was with saunas and ice baths, man. So talk to us about this health journey for you, bro.
Well, it's not bucket, but I'm partially naked most of the time. The arms is out, whatever. You know what I mean? When I'm working out, I got to feel in my element. But no, back when I was 30 years old, which seems like such a long time ago. I'm 50 now, like 52 to be exact. But well, I had a major injury, and prior to that major injury, I had not really worked out. I kind of just been living off the fact that I could do a few push-ups, my body makeup, and the way I was kind of like my genes were pretty good where I could do a few push-ups, and I always stayed in pretty decent to really good shape. People always would comment. And when you're younger, of course your metabolism is different. So I wasn't, I could eat two hamburgers, some fries, it wouldn't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So but when I became 30, I had a major injury, tore my patella. And that introduced me surprisingly through therapy to the world of fitness and working out. And I met my trainer who I still have a long lasting relationship. I watched his son grow up. He's playing at Texas, but really it showed me not only the physical aspects and the positive sides of that, but also the mental, going and working out and using those tools in that gym and that time in that gym to really work on yourself. And so, I wanted to bring that up today and kind of talk to everybody and, throw some things back and forth, because that from the day we met, we've been constantly talking about things with our health and how, we can kind of explore new different things. So I just kind of wanted to open the floor, not to just working out, but just the whole aspect, the mental, the physical, the stress that's involved in it, all types of health, because men, we're an endangered species when it comes to our health, honestly.
Bro, now you were exactly right, man. And you know me, I come with some reports and some stats. So men in the United States die 5 years earlier than women. I think most people understood that, but the number is 5 years. So the life expectancy for men in the United States is 5 years earlier than women. If we go deeper into the culture, we talk about black men, that is 8 years earlier than women do. So like there's some things that I think we need to talk about and understand from just a awareness and wellness aspect when we talk about health.
Yeah.
Another stat, and I think we all know this, but there's a number. So over half of men, it's actually 57%, avoid going to the doctor unless something feels serious.
Wow.
And a lot of times, and I don't know the number for this, but that over 57%. So that means 43% of the time we're actually going. I would garner of that 43% of the time that we do go, it's because somebody made us go. Like, I don't think we just willingly just go, right? So, like, prime example, man, last summer, my knee was throbbing, bro. Like, it was aching for like 2 weeks. And, I
Mm.
just dealt with it, right? It's just one of those things, is it arthritis? It eventually it'll start to feel better,
Uh-huh.
but it wasn't. But you know me, like I'm just gonna, all right, if it takes 2 months to get right, it'll just take 2 months. I'll just walk a little bit slower.
Former athlete
Right.
or an athletic guy. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. But then my mom, my sister, they're all like, hey, you need to go, at least go to urgent care, see what it's about. So, ladies, I'm gonna tell you, this is why men don't go to the doctor right here. I go, I get x-rays, get an MRI done. Yeah, there's nothing abnormal, Mick. You should just take some ibuprofen 4 times a day. I was like, really? That's what I'm here for. And then they're pulling up the medical version of ChatGPT, giving me the results. They didn't tell me anything I hadn't researched. Now, men, I'm not saying that's not an excuse to not go to the doctor.
It
Ladies, I just
isn't.
want
Yeah.
you to understand that is exactly why men don't go to the doctor. My brother was having some back pain. He got told the exact same thing that I got told. Just throwing that out there, Rudy.
No, no, no. And to go even further into the history of black men and going to the doctor or to the hospital, it hasn't been favorable for us at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking you talk about some experiments being done with the government. I mean, there's this taboo aspect too, to where if we walk into an establishment that's supposed to take care of us, they're gonna make our condition worse, or they're gonna give us something we didn't have when we get there. And that's the feeling. And I honestly, I mean, I'm ashamed or maybe a little sad to say that's how I feel now. Like if I go to the doctor now and I listen, take a test for some kind of crazy thing, it'll come back either positive or they'll give it to me because I didn't have it before because I wasn't
Yeah.
feeling anything when I came in.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. And so, men, I'm going to talk to us on these two stats really quick. So, only 30% of men that were polled by Men's Health said that they have a close friend they can confide in when it comes to health, right? So, what that says to us, fellas, is this: we got to be open and willing to receive news or conversations from our partners, right? Like when our buddies call, we got to be available.
Mm,
We can't judge. You know, we've got to be able to listen to understand, because a lot of times that's what confiding is, right? It's just
yeah.
like, hey, Rudy, man, like, bro, I ain't feeling right. You know, like I ain't feeling strong. I'm not feeling whatever. Like we've got to be able as men to accept and understand when our partners sometimes just need us. And we got to be there. And then the other stat, this is real: testosterone levels have steadily declined over the last few decades, right? That means that the nutrients that we get to support testosterone aren't there. Maybe the workouts we're doing aren't pumping up testosterone. We've got a lot of chemical imbalance that's preventing us from creating or keeping and maintaining testosterone levels. So, men, like, those are some things that's really important for us to understand.